Happy Monday. This is Power Talk, and I'm your host, Adrienne, and I want to thank you all for joining me here on Facebook Live and on New Earth Broadcasting today. My website is www.jeanadrienne.com, and I invite you to go there, check it out if you've not done so already, and please sign up for my newsletter, and I will send you a link to the online version of the Inner Speak cards so that you can clear away the blocks that are holding you back in any area of your life. I've got a great show on tap for tonight. My guest tonight, and I go way back, I interviewed Janet Nestor, goodness gracious, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Janet, it's been a long time, when I used to just be doing radio. And Janet is a spiritual therapist and an author of many books, and she has a new one out that we're going to be talking about tonight. So welcome, Janet.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, me too.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, because we only just talked before. Yeah. I love new technology. Janet, can you tell the viewers how they can find out more about you, please?
Yes, my website is mindfulpathways.com, and there's just about everything that you'd want to know there, including about my books and my work, my different elements of my work. I am a therapist, but I'm also an intuitive and an energy psychologist, and I do some soul art work, and I've been doing it, I guess, for about 20 years. Haven't really promoted it much, but I am doing that now. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. So that's on there too.
Cool. Well, I'm just really thrilled with your new book because it is so in sync with where I'm focusing now about working with my body to help my body to be the best that it can be. And, so tonight we're going to be really talking about thriving and thriving from the standpoint of our body. Because so many of us, especially, here I am 70 years old, and I don't want to fade away into the night. I want to go well into my hundreds, and I want to be vital and essential and be able to be of service and do it in a healthy, happy way. So your book is called Revolutionize Your Health.
It is.
And so what actually brought you to focus on this?
Oh, so many things. I think we all have health issues that we, wish we didn't have, or have a family, member that's sick or whatever. And I think that's part of it. Mm-hmm. Part of it too is my work as doing energy medicine and energy psychology all these years, and seeing the almost impossible things that, the miracle kinds of things that happen when people stick with energy work. Not only just letting go of things, but incredible physical healing that just seemed impossible. Things that, doctors said would never heal, would never go away, and they can go away. And part of that is what this book is about. It's a co-written book with Cornelia Mark, who is a mindfulness movement body expert.
Yeah, so in order to be able to connect with our body and communicate with our body, we have to get to that peaceful place, don't we?
We really do. We have to get to that peaceful place. And I just think open up our awareness, or open our mind to the fact that our body does talk to us. Mm-hmm. It talks to us in so many ways, not just through our intuition and our instinct, but through our dreams and things like that too. I didn't even realize that until, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I was taking a workshop out in California, and the instructor sent us out to go hug a tree and, sit down and, connect with the earth and talk to our body and, ask our body what it wanted. And so I did that, thinking, this is kind of cray-cray, but I've got some time to kill, so I might as well do it. So I did. And when I first connected with my body, she kind of gave me one of these and turned away.
And I was like, wait a minute, what? And she said, well, why should I talk to you? You've never listened to me before, and I've been trying to talk to you for years. And it took a while for me to gain the confidence of my body and enough that she would trust me to talk. Is that kind of a fairly common occurrence?
Oh, I think it is. I think it's very common. I mean, just think, we go years and years and years and just sort of tune out all the little messages, all the little whispers, that we hear and say, what? Where's that coming from? Or who said that? Or just doubting ourselves and doubting that our body's wisdom. But the fact is that our body is an amazing, amazing instrument that's made to heal and communicate and rebalance itself. All we need to do is pay a little bit of attention.
Yeah, so what does it really mean to thrive?
Oh, that is a good question, and it has a million answers. I'm going to try. I got my note card here, so I want to make sure I get down this list because it's really an important list, I think.
Exactly.
Most of us, we have such a busy life, most of us do, no matter what age we are, whether we're young and working with young children or older, it just doesn't matter. Our lives are busy from the time we get up and to the time we go to bed at night, and sometimes we're still working when, we turn the lights out. Mm-hmm. So basically what we're doing is just trying to survive, just trying to make it through the day. And that's not what we were made to do. We were made to thrive. We were made to be happy and joyous and healthy and balanced and harmonized. And I think the first step in thriving is just understanding that you're made to thrive. Our bodies were made to thrive. They can heal from almost everything. And if we believe and have faith and confidence. So thriving doesn't necessarily have anything to do with money. Mm-hmm. It has to do with attitude, positivity, loving ourselves, feeling worthy in any situation, feeling confident that we can do what we're here to do or what we're meant to do, or just simply get through the day and, do the jobs that we had on our to-do list. Mm. So thriving is feeling good about ourselves in the moment.
It's got a lot to do with joy too, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Thriving, I guess a good word to define thriving is finding joy in life. Finding our happiness and our contentment. So many of us aren't content, but when we're thriving, we're all those things. We're happy, joyous, content, and able to, I say, walk through the minefields of life and not get blown away. We can walk through those minefields and keep our perspective, keep our focus, and keep our mind on what is really important, realizing that those challenges are temporary and they will pass.
I think that's probably one of the biggest pitfalls is when we're in the moment and we're in a challenge. I think that sometimes we forget that in the next moment this can shift. We think that we're stuck there, and that really, I think, is one of the saddest things that I see is to watch people who give up because they don't realize that they make choice in every moment and they can choose a different thought and everything can shift.
In a second.
Yeah.
There's an activity that I've been teaching for a long time now, and I think we talk about it in the book. In fact, I know we do. Mm-hmm. And it's such an easy thing, and I'll just share it because it shows just how quickly we can shift. You take pieces of just plain computer paper, that you print on, but it has to be clean, and you write on it, happy, sad. And that sounds so easy. Mm-hmm. Barefoot, put them on the floor side by side, step on the happy, and let your body take in the energy, because every word is energy, right? And you let that come into your body and actually feel what happy feels like, and your body will respond. People roll their eyes, but when they step on that paper, they realize, wow, it does have energy and I can feel it.
Oh, for sure.
And then just, as soon as you've had the good feel of that, you step on the sad. And it's such an instantaneous switch, change of energy. You go from feeling really good to, oh, and, you actually feel that inside yourself. And you know the difference.
And you immediately jump back to the happy one.
And you immediately do. And that's part of the exercise. Never end it on the negative word. Always end it on the positive word, so that you keep that good high frequency energy with you. But that's such an easy thing to do. And it's an incredible teacher.
So it sounds to me like a really good plan might be to take a piece of poster board and write happy on it, maybe draw a heart around it, and keep it somewhere where at any point in time during the day you could go stand on that.
Oh, absolutely. It literally raises you up. I also tell people, to use sticky notes. Write yourself a little sticky note. Every time you open a cabinet, you'll see what it is that you're trying to bring into your life. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Dr. Emoto started us, I think, down this path, and we got a good exposure to it in What the Bleep Do We Know, by just putting positive words on our water bottles, and how the energy of the word can change our water. So, the same thing for the whole body. I love this exercise. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Can I say one thing before we move on?
Sure.
Our body is it's about 80% water. So if we stay hydrated and keep our thoughts positive, or paste those little sticky notes around, or stand on our paper, just think what happens internally.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And these are just little bitty changes that a person can make in their life that can move them from a place of surviving into a place of thriving.
Absolutely.
And you've got a lot more in your book.
Oh, a lot more. 400 and some pages more.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that should be required reading for everybody, because, this is a time when we do have an opportunity to really make a quantum shift into higher vibrations and much more positive things than what we've had in the past to deal with. So what are some of the things that you include in your daily wellness routine that people can take advantage of?
Oh, I think that's good. That's one of my favorite things in the book. And because it's easy to do, you can do the whole thing in 5 minutes, or just a little bit more than 5 minutes each time. You do it 3 times a day. And you do it in the morning. I suggest you do it before you get out of bed, but some people don't like to do that. But basically, I start my day that way every day, just saying hello to my body, sending love to every part of my body, being grateful. And that's how the wellness routine starts, with a visualization of wholeness and seeing yourself as whole and healthy, and making sure all that you feel loved for the day ahead. And then at sometime during the day, hopefully around lunchtime, or, in midday, whenever that is for you, there's a rejuvenation routine that we do that is just a pick-me-up, a balancing routine, that energetic balancing routine that is very easy to do, and very easy to learn, and in a minute you've got it. It's nothing you have to study for, or read pages to do. And then in the evening, there's a good night sleep tight routine.
Oh, I like that one.
Because so many of us have struggle with sleep because of stress and challenges that are going on with our life. people have been struggling for years. And we asked people to use radiant energy balance, which is and I'll show you what that is since we film here on camera. It is a very easy to do energy psychology. If you do have trauma in your life, I suggest, that you go do this very, very slowly, a minute at a time, because you don't want to download things. What you want to do is use it to relax,
right?
Whatever. So I think you can see me. Your right hand goes across to your chest, under your breast, your left hand on top this way. And this is the hold. That's all there is to it. And if I hook my finger under my arm this way just to keep in the right place. What we're doing by doing this hold is connecting four meridians called strange flows. They act as hyperlinks in your body to send energy wherever your body needs them. And their only, their only really known purpose is to bring joy, bring well-being, feelings of well-being into your mind and body and spirit. And so people say, well, this is really hard, lay on my back and hold my arms this way. But if you just lay to your side, one side or the other, most people will find that they drift off to sleep. It's very calming. And I'm talking now and we're sort of doing this, but I bet you feel something happening in your body just by sitting in the posture.
Oh, I feel very peaceful right now. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. It brings that sense of peacefulness and calm to your body so that you can go to sleep. And I'll just give a pointer here. A lot of times when people can't go to sleep quickly, we want to beat the pillow and get up and walk around, go to the kitchen, get something to eat or whatever. And that doesn't work because you're more awake by the time you beat the pillow to death than you were before you got angry. So I teach people, don't fight it. If you're having difficulty going to sleep, don't fight it. Because fighting it makes it worse.
For sure.
The stress level. So get in the posture, trust it. This posture will stop a panic attack on a dime once you learn how to use it to do that. We're not using it to do that. We're just using it to cause the relaxation response to kick in. And as that relaxation response kicks in, guess what happens?
You get sleepy.
You get sleepy. And if you, for some reason, still don't go to sleep, which sometimes happens for whatever reasons in our lives, just hold the posture and trust. Because if you lay there in the posture, even if you just use it for a half an hour, you will be surprised. You'll feel like you've been to sleep.
One of the things I'm thinking about as I'm sitting here holding this is that one of the tools that I've learned in yoga is about using props. So it would be very easy just to put two pillows on either side to support my arms, and it wouldn't be a problem, I don't think, laying here until I fell asleep.
No, it's really not. It's so relaxing, you forget about it anyway. You just sort of get into la la land after a few minutes, especially if it's night and dark and the house is quiet.
Yeah, I'm pretty mellow right now. It would take a lot to rile me up. I know my dog was trying to do that a minute ago by barking at a neighbor, but it's like I'm pretty chill. So yeah, I can see how this works and the benefit of it.
The more you use it, the more you develop your relaxation response and let the fight or flight part of your life go. So the effect of it is cumulative. So if you had a sleep problem and you would use that every day, say for a month, you would be in much better balance emotionally and physically and chemically just by slowing down the adrenal flow and the cortisol.
Yeah. And I've been very blessed in my life because sleep is not one of those issues that I have. My ex-husband used to say, if she lays down, closes her eyes, and nobody touches her for 5 seconds, she is gone. And that's true. And, many times I will wake up in the morning pretty much in the exact same position that I fell asleep in. So I really have been blessed from that. But I know that there are people who really struggle with that.
Absolutely.
So I sympathize with them, even though it's not an issue that I have had, but it's interesting, this whole thing about the body healing itself. I had an interesting situation that cropped up after Christmas. I've got one of my knees has no cartilage in it. It's basically bone on bone, and I don't really want to do surgery on my body. I don't believe in that kind of thing. I'm completely convinced that I can grow new cartilage somehow. And I'm not attached to the how. I know that's not my job. And so my doctor has started doing stem cell injections.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, I was going to go participate in that. And I knew it was going to be expensive, but the doctor said that it would be $1,495 for 2 cc's of stem cells in my right knee. And I said, that's a lot of money, but yeah, I think I'll do that. And so the doctor said that they have to be air freighted in. So she was going to have to contact all the different patients that wanted it to see and then divide up the freight. So she said, I'll call you back. So the next week, I get a call from the office manager saying, okay, you're scheduled for January the 10th to have your stem cell injection. It's going to be $2,695. And I was like, whoa, hold on. That's not what I was quoted last week, exactly a week ago. And she said, no, that's the price. And I said, no, I was quoted $1,495. She said, well, let me go check with the doctor. And I said, okay, I'll hold. So she goes away, she comes back, and she says, no, the doctor says it was $2,695. And if she quoted you anything other than that, then she made a mistake. And I was like, I'm not playing that game. That to me, that's bait and switch. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not going to do the stem cells. And the message that I got from that was that I really don't need to spend that kind of money and put foreign stuff in my body. This was my message to walk my talk and begin to work with my body to rejuvenate the cartilage in my knee. And so I've started talking to my body on a daily basis about recruiting stem cells and building her own cartilage and all of this kind of stuff. My knee is improving, albeit very slowly, but I keep being brought things that help it. Somebody put something on Facebook about wrapping my knee in cabbage leaves. I did that, and I slept with it, and it was a marked improvement the next day.
How about that?
Yeah, so there are little things I think that the universe brings to us once we make a commitment to work with our body to make changes. And so, stay tuned. This is going to be a work in progress, but,
Well, actually, there's this is the book. There's a...
Hold that up again so everybody can see it.
Isn't that a pretty cover?
That is beautiful. Yeah.
There's a research study we quote in this book because we've backed all of our woo-woo ideas with research.
Yeah.
But there is a very famous study done in a major hospital where the doctors were doing knee surgery, fake knee surgery, a play acting knee surgery on people. And then they were doing real surgery on other people. But the people who had the fake surgery healed just as much, just as quickly, and had just as good and sometimes better results.
Okay. I like this.
Yeah. The book is filled with stories like that and personal stories of other people's journeys. But yes, your body can heal from anything. It knows exactly how to make the medicines that we need, so to speak, or the chemistry changes that we need to make for our body to respond. The key is to be positive, speak about what you want, not what you don't want or what you want to get rid of.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're asking, say, I want a knee that moves easily and comfortably every day for the rest of my life, that's telling your knee what you do want.
Right.
And so as long as we're speaking like that and doing our best to stay positive and believe in the miracle that's built inside of us, that knee will heal.
Yeah. I mean, I am imaging myself downhill skiing at Jackson Hole, because that's something I really used to love to do, and running upstairs, skipping steps, 2 steps at a time. So these are the kind of images that I'm cycling through during the day, every day, to support my body by showing her what's possible. You know.
We have a activity in the book. It's about, our GPS, our inner GPS, where we teach people to do exactly what you're doing.
Oh, cool. So if somebody comes to you and they're struggling and they tell you that they're tired of struggling, what are some of the changes that you might suggest that a person could do to get out of struggle and into thriving?
Very good question. And the first thing that I do is to listen to what they are saying and listen to the struggles, because there's real pain there. But as soon as someone decides that they want to make a change, they've already started making it. It just takes the decision. Yeah. And so I reassure people of that. You've already made your decision. You're already starting to make the changes that you need to make. And if, say, for example, there's been a lot of arguing or whatever, discontent in your home, one of the things that I tell people is, you can cleanse it. The old-fashioned smudging that we can do with sage, but I love the white candle method, and I tell people to use that. You just get the little pillar candles, place them around your house in a safe place. Light the candle, put your hand over the flame, and make your intention. I want this house to feel happy and open, full of love, and whatever it is that you want for your house. Let them burn for a few hours. You will be absolutely amazed at the change.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really no different than stepping off of the sad paper and onto the happy paper. It's using attention and intention, isn't it?
It's our intention. And I think believing that in ourselves that we can do what it is that we want to do to make the change we want to do, or to stop struggling. Having that confidence in ourselves and feeling worthy enough to deserve the change. Mm-hmm. So if people are struggling with, I don't deserve this, or, I don't know that, why would this good thing happen to me? Then we work on small things, ways that you can raise your frequency, your vibration, to feel better about yourself. There doesn't have to be monumental changes, just little changes. Sure. Like remembering to smile in the morning, remember to say thank you when you wake up. Just little things like that, which means a tremendous amount to the changes that can take place in your body.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why there are people like you and I who do energy work, to support people in letting go of the limiting beliefs, the I don't deserve, the I'm not good enough, the it can't happen to me, because those are just belief systems. And, I call belief systems BS, because that's what they are.
No, they are. They're really big BSs, right? Some of those.
For sure. And especially when we allow them to keep us from getting to that joy place,
Absolutely. And one of the things that happen when we're struggling is that we feel like, life is so bad. I can't let myself go to a movie. I can't have a party. I can't, do the things that I used to do that I enjoyed so much. Well, yeah, you can. We don't have to take away the good things because life is not going the way we want it to. In fact, if we start putting some of the good things back in, life will begin to open up to you. And your own heart will open up so that you can make the changes that you need to make.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Janet, for bringing your book out to the world and for sharing yourself and your insights with us tonight. Remind my viewers once again, how can they find out more about you?
Mindfulpathways.com has it in great. I've just had the site redone, so I'm really excited.
It's lovely, actually.
Oh, thank you. And so all of the things that I do are on there, whether it's energy work or counseling or spiritual development, my drawings, whatever it is. There's a contact message on there that you can use to do that. If for whatever reason that I don't respond, there's always Messenger on Facebook, right?
Sure, yeah, that's how we talk. And your book is on Amazon, so yeah.
It's on Amazon. It's at Barnes and Noble and Books A Million and other outlets now too. And so I really believe in my heart. Connie and I have talked about Cornelia Merck, the co-author, and I've talked about this many times, that how synchronistic our meeting was, how synchronistic this book has come together, that this book was meant to be here, meant to be published, because we have to raise the frequency of the word healing in order to make healing easier for all of us. And as we begin to believe in our body's capacity to heal, we do raise that frequency, not just for ourselves, but for our family, our children, and for the world as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. We're changing this world and this reality one person at a time. So thank you so much, Janet. And viewers, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I look forward to talking to you guys next week. I've got something really exciting I want to introduce next week. It's a new upgrade to the Trinfinity 8 system called Ascension 11. That's going to be my topic for next week. And again, check out my website. And you know that on the homepage of my website, there's a place where you can, it says start now. You can contact me and get a free 15-minute consultation with me just by pressing that button. So until next week, remember, people who take responsibility for their lives create the reality they desire. Till then, much love. Ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you.